I am Professor Philip Pecorino.
Interacting with and responding to students in an online class. Interaction is important, and students interact with their instructor, with the materials and exercises prepared by the instructor, with other students, fellow learners, and even with the instructional design for the course and the learning experiences within it. We know from numerous studies that student interaction is related to satisfaction with the total experience. That relates to their rate of completion for the course and their actual academic achievement. Student interaction with faculty can occur in a number of different ways before, during, and after the actual course of the semester, and both inside and outside of the course. We'll look at some of those ways in which the faculty, the instructor, can interact with students in any of those contexts. Before the start of the semester, the faculty member could make available the course site for a course preview, and the student can go into the site a week or two before it actually begins, or perhaps even longer depending on the nature of the site. Course sites external to course management programs that are password protected can give the student a pretty good idea of what the course is about. Outside of the class site itself, before the start of the semester, instructors can send out email to those they know are registered. The email can contain not merely text with a welcome message and some initial instruction on how to proceed with the course, but the email could have attached to it an audio file or even video file. The instructor can also respond to email received from prospective students and actual students who are enrolled, and can also reach out and invite them to make a telephone call during a particular period of time, during which the instructor will speak with them concerning the course that they're either thinking about taking or have just registered in. All of this before the start of the semester. And of course, most instructors have offices somewhere or other, and perhaps even have a virtual site for themselves where they can interact with students during their office hours. During the semester, inside of the course, there are a variety of ways in which the instructor interacts with students. One is a feature that instructors might add to their class site, if the management program permits, where students can ask questions of the professor and the professor can respond directly to them about the course, and other students can observe those responses. It's something similar to a student in an actual classroom raising a hand to ask about the assignment for the week or the exam that's coming up, and other students profit from hearing the response to that question, which other students in the class might also have. Beyond the Ask the Professor feature, there are discussions that take place within most online classes, and the faculty member can respond in some way that ought to be explained beforehand, either to each student in each of the course modules or at specific times or in specific sub-areas or types of discussions. There are the assessments that take place, where the instructor responds to students in terms of evaluating their work, letting them know how well they're doing, and there's feedback on their general progress toward the completion of the course learning objectives. Usually students are quite eager to hear the answer to the question, "Professor, how am I doing?" And so instructors ought to figure out a way on a regular basis to have that answer provided. There's also a way to interact with students involving their feedback on the course. There can also be set up an exercise where students assess in progress of the course how well the instructor is doing and responding to them, meeting their needs, as well as to assess the course design, the way in which it's being managed, and some of the course content. During the semester outside of the course, the same sorts of interactions prior to the course can be continued, where emails can be set on regular occasions or when an occasion demands the instructor reaching out to all students with the text, audio, or video file attached to the email, and respond to emails that are received in a location the instructor has identified, email reserved for communications that are private and particular to the individual student, something that's not to be shared with the others in the class. Otherwise, the Ask the Professor area within the site is more appropriate. Again, outside the course during the semester, telephone can be used to receive both invited or uninvited contacts during office hours. And again, there are the office visits, whether the office is an actual physical one with posted office hours, or now in the new virtual environments, faculty can make themselves available to students with their various needs and questions. After the semester is over, faculty can interact with students by having them contribute to and support the teaching of the class or managing future classes, inviting better students to become course wizards, mentors to students in the program, and tutors to particular individual students the instructor might have in an individual semester. Supports for students doing these, serving in these roles, can vary from the honorifics to actual stipends or some other thing thought of as having value for students to contribute to the learning of their fellow students even after the course is over. After the semester is over, outside of the course, faculty respond to requests that students have an email to answer questions or telephone calls, and then again, office visits, real or virtual. Usually they're giving academic advice, counseling, or supplying letters of recommendation. So the manners of interacting with and responding to students are quite numerous, both before, during, and after the semester. And the more in which students interact with faculty, their satisfaction appears to increase, and so too their rate of achievement.